Hello, everyone. Welcome to All Access Texas Music News, your #1 news source for all things Texas music. Joining us now, one of our many favorites, Bart. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, man. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Good, good.
Tell us about what's going on with you right now. Looking forward to 2012. Got some big things coming up.
Yeah, I started a new record. Been doing a lot of writing, and actually finally went in the studio in January and started recording for the new project. Actually laid down some vocals this last week on those 6 songs. We'll go back in March, cut another 6 or 7, and then probably do the rest of it around April, and see what happens from there.
Got a single that we're talking about now, Not Going Crazy. Tell us a little bit about that, how that's
Man, Not Going Crazy came, my bass player, friend of mine, Matt Slagle, and I hooked up and just jammed out one day, and we were going to write a song, and so he laid down some. We kind of tried to do it different, because usually I come up with melody and key and pitch and lyrics, and I kind of needed a break and wanted to try something different, and so he came up with this melody, and I just kind of sat in the corner with the notepad and wanted to write something a lot more upbeat and something more, just getting out and hanging out, and nothing with, a lot of depth in the thought. Mm-hmm. So that was the creation of it, and then we put it on the Live at Brewster Street, and went in and recorded a studio version of it, and we're pleased with it. I'm happy about it.
Very cool. Also, recently we talked about it on one of our newscasts. You're really generous. You released some acoustic songs for free on your Facebook. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's so much time in between putting out projects, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are this way, but you constantly write, and you're always trying to write the next song and trying to write, and stay sharp. I know I read a lot of guys that'll write once a day, even if it's in a notebook or a spiral or a diary of some sort, but they try to sharpen, and it makes perfect sense, but I'm not one of those people. I can't do that. And so what I did is I've written over the month since we've released the last project, and it takes so much time and effort and money to release one. So I was like, hey, man, I don't want these songs to fall by the wayside. So I got a pocket full of songs, went in and just kind of hung out in the basement of a buddy of mine's house that has a studio, and we just pushed record, cleaned them up a little bit, and just wanted to give them away. We give away music every night when we play, so I just wanted to do something to say thanks and make sure everyone knew that I'm not dead. We're still writing new stuff, and so I just thought it'd be a cool thing to give back.
That's awesome, man. Also, where else can they go to buy the Brewster Street CD and also check out your tour dates?
Man, you can go to iTunes, of course, and tour dates, you can go to bartcrowband.com. You can link it from our Facebook page, Bart Crow Band, and then I believe Walmart, Best Buy, Hastings, and most places that sell music are supposed to carry the records.
Very nice, very nice. Here's something we do with everybody. We're calling it the Gauntlet.
Okay.
It's a bunch of random questions that
Good. I like that.
Probably been asked before.
Uh-huh.
But then again, maybe you haven't been asked before.
Who knows?
Are you ready?
Yeah, bring it.
All right. Tell us, what is the worst hangover you've ever had?
Oh my God. I think I'm 35 now. I think every one of them now. But my worst, years ago, we played at a place out off Possum Kingdom Lake, and it was BYOB, and we were a pretty young band, probably 2-3 years old then, and it was all about partying and good time, and we were doing a 2-night stint at this place, and a buddy of mine was like, man, you worried about weight? Drink vodka. No problem. And I just discovered vodka tonics, and I drank an entire bottle of, I'm sure then, before I discovered quality vodka, I'm sure it was probably like Skull vodka or something. And I was sick all night. I don't remember leaving the bar. I remember this feeling, thinking in my horrible state of feeling like, oh my God, am I in high school again? Because I was out in the van with the doors open and the breeze was blowing, and it was so awesome, but just sick as a dog. I could still see everyone else in the bar, like the band. It was way late. And then we go stay at the cabin, and I got on the fold-out bed, and the damn couch folded up with me in it, and I just slept there all night. And the next day was just throwing up all day long in the shower, just every time I moved, every time I blinked, and we still had to play another set that night. And this was back in the day of 4-hour sets, and it was just brutal.
Oh, gosh.
It was horrible, dude. And again, like I say, in every hangover I've had since about 33 years old are horrible, and they continually get worse.
But they're not like that one.
They're not like that. They're not like that, they just take longer to get over with. It's like what I used to could feel like after 20 beers, I feel like after 8. There's nights I don't even drink and I wake up the next day like, what? Why do I have a headache?
We can all relate to that one. What is the worst motel you've ever stayed in?
Oh man, the Coco Inn in Lubbock. But now that we've played longer and we don't stay there as much, it's almost like the Coco Inn is this this beautiful myth, like this. I don't know. It's like this castle to bands on the road because everyone has done their run through. Going through the ranks and playing Lubbock early. It's like the Coco Inn. I think it's like $30 a night, and smoking. Every room I think is smoking. And one night we stayed on the interior side above the lounge. And I'm talking about the lounge, you can't see through it. The smoke's so thick. And it just seeps through the floor. And the band, the house cover band, whatever it was, between every song or every 2 songs, they did that Vonage thing. Like, woo, 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 woo. And it was like, we were trying to take a nap before the show. And we do our show and we come back and the late crowd's still there. And like between everything, it's like, woo, 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 woo. Like, God, it's hot. It smells like a cigarette factory. So, yeah, the Coco Inn.
You've got to hear that over and over again.
Yeah, that's how I imagine hell being like.
That's bad. That is bad. What really pisses you off?
Arrogance. Rude people. That's probably it, man. Just rude people. And, rude is a huge umbrella that encompasses everybody that's just a jerk, male or female. There's no reason to be like that in the world, period. I don't treat people like that, and just to see people, and for the most part, I'm not treated that way, and I'm thankful. And I think a lot of times you get reciprocated what you show, but then some people are just assholes. And that bothers me, and it disgusts me, because whether it be, people bad-mouthing other people to make themselves feel good, or just rude, inconsiderate folks, everything, I would say 9 out of 10 problem situations can be handled if somebody would just speak up and talk. And I'm not saying, I'm saying do as I say, not as I do. I've had my moments, but, it's been years since the last ignorant actions, and, we all learn and mature, but it's just, you older you get, you just look like, man, there's just no reason. I hate to be cliche, but the cliche is dead on. We all put our shoes and socks on and pants on one leg at a time, and, we're all doing, and it's sad to say, music, you see it so much, and it's disgusting, and that's why I think that's why we don't, I know a ton of people in the music business and in Texas music scene and all music scenes, but I think that's why we don't run a lot, because you just don't know who's cool and who's not, and who's gonna flip and who's not. And man, we're just the same crew, same group of dudes today as we are tomorrow, as next time I see you, and that it carries over in life too. I don't like rude people in life.
I hear you.
Not just in the music scene. So I think that's my biggest peeve. That and people who can't handle their alcohol. And I don't mean just a belligerent drunk. I've just told you about me getting. But I mean alcohol being a source or a factor of a discombobulation.
I got you.
Or just ignorance. It drives me insane, man.
I hear you.
Like my old man used to tell me, he's referring to his little brother, my uncle. He's like, why can't he just be cool when he drinks like me? That's how I feel about everybody else in the world. I'm like, man, just chill.
Right.
I'm a peacekeeper, man. The more I drink, the more I want to make people laugh and be funny. And I got people in my own family that are the exact opposite. And it's just, so I'd say those are my 2 peeves.
I got you.
Yeah,
right
just
on.
everybody love one another and chill, freak out.
Couldn't say it any better. What is the coolest gift you've ever received from one of your fans?
I know you're gonna be like, oh, duh, but my little boy will turn 1 tomorrow, and I like to think my wife's my biggest fan. So between her and God, I think that's the greatest gift in my entire life anywhere. I'd say marriage, being a good husband, is close second, and then being a dad is number 1. But back to fans and stuff, I think just people. The greatest gift for me personally is the person who comes up and looks you dead in the eye and says thanks. And the ones that are like, dude, love your song. High five. We back road. We drink beer. We, tear stuff up. I'm from the country. I mean, I know what we do on Friday and Saturday nights. Those are cool, but I have a handful of songs that I like to think are thought provoking. Mm-hmm. They're no Imagine or Yesterday, but there's songs that I think that touch some people. And when I have people come up and shake my hand that don't know me from Adam, or give me a hug and say thanks, man, that really helped. I think that's a huge gift, man. That's a ginormous compliment that I don't really know what anyone can do besides showing up and coming and listening in the first place. But when they take it to that next level, that's a pretty special feeling when someone says, man, thanks. Because I know that music, every song I listen to has a memory. Be it falling down stupid drunk, or falling in love, or getting my heart broken in junior high school, all through 20s or whatever. Music is like the tool that keeps you trucking and keeps you going and keeps your memories alive from the good and bad times of your growth. And so when someone says that I'm part of theirs, that's pretty cool to me, man, because if I could ever settle George Strait or several other guys down and let me tell them my stories, they'd be like, oh wow. Because I used music for every emotion I went through in my adolescence and even now. Yep. I mean, last night we listen to records a lot at my house, and my wife and I have been in this huge Neil Young and Bob Dylan kick, and my son just pulls the records and goes crazy. So I was trying to put them all back, and I dig through, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this gold mine. I've got like 17 Willie and William Waylon records, and they're in our crate, and they're all, I got my OCD kicked in one day, and they're all filed by group, like all your records and all my records and that. And I guess I just forgot about them over the months, and I found all these, and I'm like, oh God. So I'm listening to all these Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings songs, and my brain's just going through these, like, oh, I remember when, I remember this. So it's a pretty neat thing, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
Last question.
Yeah.
What is your current ringtone?
The Mule Sessions, Adam Sandler. I have my phone on silent over there because I didn't want it to disrupt us. But yeah, it's check it out. It's off of, I think it's off of. It's either off of They're All Gonna Laugh at You or What the Hell Happened. One of those, the old Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Back in my day, cassette tapes.
Yeah.
And I bought this thing, and it just talks about his this pet mule he has. That's his best friend. It's pretty funny. It's pretty ridiculous. That's what it is. So I have that, and then my wife's ringtone is "If I Needed You" by Townes Van Zandt.
Awesome.
So yeah, and the rest is just ignorance.
I hear you. Hopefully not the Vonage song though.
Good God, no, no sir. I let that one burn in hell where it came from.
Bart Crow, thanks so much.
Thank
Go
you
check
guys
him out
so much. I appreciate you.
Check out his Facebook, bartcrowband.com. Go see him on tour. Check out his website. Great guy. For Bart Crow and the rest of the crew, I'm Eric Fayard, allaccesstexas.com. We'll see you on the road.